What's up, guys? This is Creator Cash Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan A. Schwann, and this is your co-host, Adam Mayo. And
Guys.
on this podcast, what we're doing is all we're talking about is content creators and the drama that goes on there, as well as how to market, how to monetize, how to sell more. If you don't know me, I used to and still do. We run Highest Paid, which is a ROI agency, not just a marketing agency, an ROI agency for influencers and content creators to, get them to make at least an extra 6 figures per month without being salesy, without brand deals, or without working longer hours. So that's what we do. That's what Highest Paid does. But this is not about that. We're going to talk about certain subjects in the industry. And Adam, what are we talking about today?
Well, if you've been following news recently and haven't been under a rock, you would have seen one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most explosive stories I've seen since Andrew Tate and all that's come about.
That is true. That's true. I would say that too, yeah.
Absolutely. Kanye West has absolutely exploded on Piers Morgan's interview. So
exploded. Just boom.
Yes. He's, he's not, what's it called? He's not, controversy and him go hand in hand more recently than not. And yeah, he's definitely kept it up with this interview. So
what happened, Adam? Fill us in, man.
Well, just to set the what happened before this interview, he was walking around with a White Lives Matter jumper, as we saw. But I think it was about a week ago now, a week or two, and that was causing a bit of a stir, as you'd imagine. And anyway, he's come out with 4 big points on this matter, which the first one being that the straight white male has the least amount of a platform to even speak.
The wild straight white male in the wild.
Yeah, that was the quote. Yeah, that was the exact quote.
What was the quote? No rights?
The straight white male has the least amount of a platform to even speak.
And before we recorded this, I was telling Adam, I don't know if I want to talk about this because I don't want to get political immediately. This is not a political podcast. Shoot, like what do we say that gets clicks? I don't know.
hey, that's it. Hey, that's if you're here, we appreciate you, and obviously, this resonates with you as it did with us. So, as I said, it wasn't explosive statements that he did say. These were probably some of the ones we've got to speak about today are probably the ones that definitely struck the biggest chords.
The biggest thing that I've seen from Kanye, I saw the Tucker Carlson interview. I've not seen this Piers Morgan interview yet. I probably will. I got downloaded, but Piers Morgan's show is pretty good. He brought on Andrew Tate, which is really nice. Because he's been banned on mostly all platforms. So it's really good to get the top G on your platform. And so same with Kanye West.
You could see he was trying to, it's like he was almost trying to pin extra accusations on him as well.
For sure. Like, I think that's his thing, but at least he's not silencing them.
No, he's giving
like these platforms,
which is incredible.
I think that's a good topic to talk about, is just not necessarily about what was it? Straight white males are the most discriminated or persecuted.
Yeah, they have the least amount of a platform to speak on.
As a straight white male himself that has a very aggressive spray tan, I also agree with that.
Look, Jordan, you're not white. Yeah, let's be honest here.
I am white. I'm half white. What are you trying to say about my mixed parents, huh?
Yeah.
Look, what are you trying to say, Whitey? What are you trying to say?
Nothing. Hey, see, I'm
Cracker.
Cracker. I'm Whitey. Yes. See, I'm Whitey.
So you're the Whitey.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, sorry.
I'd like to know for you, because I'm kidding, obviously. Like I'm more seen as, even though I am half white, I'm more seen as like. I did door-to-door selling. I remember in like a very like brown community, so a lot of Indian people, a lot of Afghani people, and I would just get lit into their house, not because my sales skills were good, because they were terrible, awful. I'd just be like, is there I don't know, like is your no that's, no I was like shaking because I was like, like is your smoke detector working, can I check it?
It's probably like it's probably casing our house just to see if it's easy to rob.
I mean I got called on by the cops 3 times in my door-to-door career, like that was and that was within like 2 months, right? Like 30 to 60 days. And it's because I was just so fucking sketchy. I mean, they would teach me, this isn't even about the story, but just to wrap up, they would teach me to put my foot in the door. Like, as soon as they open the door, they're like, yeah, put your foot in the door and then just walk in like they invited you inside. And like, that's what they told me to close that deal. And it was I mean, I got called on by the cops only 3 times. I'm surprised it wasn't, 30 times.
You would have been lucky to have been me to call the cops if you'd done that in my house, man. You'd be calling the cops on me for beating the shit out of you for entering my house.
I mean that's the thing. I mean, like I had some people yell at me and just slam the door. I mean, if you ever want balls, do that job. Do door to door. And like cold calling is pussy shit compared to door to door. Door to door is but. Anyway, I remember when I was in those neighborhoods, I would get let in. I thought it was because I was good at sales, but it was actually because I looked brown. I looked like, like for, brownish people, like you treat other brown people like your family, like brothers, sisters, right? Like I know my Afghani barber, Barbaress, I don't know, she's a girl, but she, is that a thing?
No,
Barbaress?
Say that shit, bro. It's like they're a barber too.
I think it's the same with actor, right? You can't say actress anymore.
Yeah, no, actress is a
fucking
obsolete
bullshit
term.
I'll say it. Barbarous. That's the Barbarous.
Yeah, thanks, man. You're gonna cancel us before we even get started.
Oh yeah. Other than this title, yeah. All right. You picked the story, by the way. You picked it. But yeah, no.
I'm a straight white male. Don't put this shit on me.
Yeah, I'll put it on you. Kanye and me. But yeah, no. She would go and she would say, "Oh, like you are my son. You are my son," and which funny enough that it didn't feel weird. Like it's like because it's a thing that these type of people do. It's just it. Anyway, but yeah, I would just get let in. They would just give me like samosas and just like free shit all the time, just all the time because of that. I mean, tell me your experience as a discriminated straight white male, disgusting trash of the earth.
Nah, look, Jesus, but yeah, look.
Tell us how much you're discriminated.
Look,
pussy.
Where I am, not too much. It's not really. You don't really get cancelled as much here, but I live in a very smaller community.
Everyone's white though in your community.
Yeah, it's very hard to distinguish, and plus, like we're very inclusive. Like everyone here, we just get on with the day, man. Whatever you are, whatever you want to be, like we just we get on with our day. We're just friendly. I don't know if it's an Aussie thing. What's it called? But especially, I don't know, the bigger cities like Sydney, Melbourne might be, but here in Adelaide, it's very chilled, man. Everyone's just respective of everybody, and trouble's not really. It's not that kind of stuff. I mean, look, there's problems everywhere that I don't see, that we don't see, but yeah, here for what the general sort of thing is, it's pretty tame here, so you don't really feel outcast too much. Yeah, but you still feel like you have to watch what you say as well, like when you're in a public place. So. I mean, there is. I guess that is a limitation. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if we're gonna bring this to, because our audience is, we want it to be content creators. I guess one thing we talk about is like demonetization and just like banning and blocking and shadow banning on platforms. I see it quite a bit, unless you have legal means that if you're like a white person and you make some comment about some race, other than white, unless you're dunking on white men, straight men, usually you will get banned, right? Like it's called racism and all this stuff. But I mean, I see and again, I hate to get canceled on my first episode, but I see this is like on MSNBC. They have literally a show dedicated to blaming white people on their problems, just like Hitler blamed the Jews in World War II.
Mm.
It's like, what the fuck is happening? It's 2022. It's like racism. Like,
Yeah.
why? It's like, why? Just because it's
everyone-
reverse racism? But wait, hold on one sec. But like,
Yeah.
what, like for example, like I see this a lot. Like very pro black groups is like there's like a total. It's almost like PS4 versus Xbox, like PlayStation versus Xbox people. It's like, but it's with race, which is way worse, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's dunking on white people all the time on Twitter and Instagram. They don't get banned because it's like it's the protected class.
Well,
The only non-protected class is straight white males, and I see it all the time. Because if they did what the people dunking on them did, they get banned.
Well,
all the time.
The thing is, look, and Kanye actually did make another point. He said, like, this is a quote from Kanye, not from me. Let me just put that out there. But he said, a straight white male can't say a black employee didn't come into work on time today because people will say you're racist.
That's retarded.
That is a quote from Kanye West. So,
I mean, I think it's a place of power that he's bringing up the conversation, because if it was, for example, Andrew Tate, they could say he's like this white dude, right? And dismiss him.
He is mixed race, though. He is mixed race.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think they didn't say a lot of racist shit. If he was full white, he had no chance.
Oh, forget it, man. Chance. He would have been gone before he even started.
Yeah, like it's all about like how many layers of victim defense can I have to say a point. So Kanye is black, so he can say the race argument without being called out, right?
Yeah.
And then other black people that hate him are like, oh, he's an Uncle Tom. That's what they call him. But I mean, it's fantastic. Like, I think what he said is that he's dangerous because not only is he a minority, which, I guess these companies protect, but he's also rich as fuck. He's a billionaire. So it allows him to have a lot of power. I mean, that's why, although like the mainstream media hates Elon Musk, even though everyone fucking loves the guy. Every real person loves Elon, but the media hates him. Why? Because he's rich as fuck, and he could just he is not governed by, he's not owned by the media, right? No. They can't cut his paycheck. Even if they took him off Twitter, he would still have a thriving billion-dollar company, multiple.
Hey, if they take him off of Twitter, man, they would just buy the thing. Which I don't even know if that's still going ahead.
No, it is going ahead. It is going ahead.
He would just fucking buy it. Like,
exactly.
He's that rich. Like,
right. I mean, it's a sad thing that I mean, you could say it's sad, but you could say it's also fair in a way. That's like, because money's what runs the world. Money is what runs freedom. Is that you see just a ton of like news anchors. You see a lot of just like political people. Like, I swear, a lot of people saying like this racist shit. A lot of people believe it, but I feel like there's a lot that don't believe it because they're paid and they're paid off. And it is really a shame, because it's hard to see that line now, and it's hard to see, especially for social media platforms. I mean, especially we're putting this one on YouTube as well as Spotify to start. Is they always say the thing to control. For control, they use safety. So like, oh, like, we need to take this your opinion down because it risks the safety of our audience, right? Or it's like, this is not does not comply, or it does not comply with our happy, healthy community guidelines. Like, they'll just it's I'm a copywriter, right? And I made over $10.3 million copywriting. Right. And I see this clear as day. It's just like the words that they use to brand and label things and wrap things up, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, it's all the same shit. It's like, one's red, one's blue. That's it. Right. But people will go to war for that. Same with Xbox and PlayStation. It's like, one's green, one's blue. It's like, okay. It's the same piece of plastic you play video games on. Whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's, I'd say today, I thought it was rough like in 2015, but it's like today it's probably one of the worst times for free speech.
Oh, what's free speech?
Free speech is not even a thing anymore.
No, it's
especially Canada where I live. I was just you can literally get jailed for misgendering someone. Or
yeah, like that's a bit like I understand. Like there's people can be whoever they want to be. That's fine. Like, but come on, you kidding me? You're going to chuck someone in jail for just either. And most times it's going to come off as a mistake. It will be a genuine mistake. People are still getting
no one tries to be a dick.
No. So that's the thing. It is a sad. It is sad. People say to get that classic line. I've been hearing it for about. You hear it every year. Gets updated. Oh, we'll say for this year. Oh, it's 2022. You can do it. You can do whatever. But like, it's 2022. Get with the times. Like, yeah. What are the times though? It seems like it's just getting worse. So, and the thing is, linking back to content creators, you have to know this stuff. Like, because if you step out of line, especially if you've got a massive audience and you're still growing as a person, growing as a content creator, growing as a entertainer, essentially online, you're still building your empire. You can't risk being brought down on your rise up.
Yeah.
It can crush your whole future. It can be detrimental to your future earnings, number one. But like just your reputation in general in the bin.
Yeah, I'll talk about like one of my brothers, one of my friends, Jason Capital. He was actually one of the guys we helped out. And I'm not gonna say how much or whatever for the money part, but he's making about a few $100,000 a month from his above six figures for his Instagram. And and I always say this, like, how many times have I said, like, it's like, do you even if you disagree with these platforms, they are the holders of financial freedom. Like, you
exactly.
like, you want to play on the playground. You don't want to get kicked off the playground. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just have to comply. It sucks, but you just have to comply.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, it is a monopoly. It is like, or you'd say an oligarchy. That's just like multiple monopolies, because all these companies work together to hold control. But basically, and I'm sure if Andrew Tate could do it over, I think he said before, like, if he could do it over, like, he would comply to the terms of service to stay on these platforms.
Absolutely.
Because although, and I think Rumble is a fantastic thing, fantastic option, just fantastic. That the stock went up and they can actually like compete as as far as funding. Not on the same level as like fucking Google. It's like $1 trillion company, but like at least they have more than $1 million to fight with if they got into a lawsuit or something.
Yeah,
that's powerful, right? And they got players like Andrew Tate, Steve Will Do It, like a lot of political commentators, a lot of huge guys on the platform, which is fantastic. Oh, Russell Brand, huge name, got on there recently, and I mean, even though that's a good platform, I'm sure if you ask these people, would you rather be on YouTube? They say yes, 1,000 times. Because,
of course,
the growth on Rumble is like, okay, sure, it is growing, but YouTube's been around for like 15-ish years, 16 years.
YouTube, that name is a household name.
Yeah, it's a household name. It comes pre-installed. Like I'll say all the Mr. Beast tropes. Like it's pre-installed in every Android phone in the world. It is growing year after year. Even when Facebook stopped its growth this year, YouTube still continues to grow. And it has like, I think it's like 2.5 billion monthly active users on YouTube.
Incredible. I mean, you look at kids these days.
I think it's like the third or second most visited site outside Google.
Yeah, in the world. It's incredible. And it's owned by Google. So like, so what's it called? They're just dominating.
They did well with it.
But yeah, you look at kids like, say, as young as 1 and 2. Parents are putting iPads in front of them, and what are they doing? They're putting YouTube videos up. That so.
I know my sister is. Yeah, my sister.
And
they pull up the YouTube Kids app.
Exactly, like that. Exactly, YouTube Kids. Like exactly. So it's like now for the new kids coming through these days that are being born, they're being brought up like with YouTube. YouTube is the thing, for these kids. You know, it's a part of their everyday life, and you know, from such a young age. See, me, I didn't get into
I know
films
it
until
was for
8, 9 years
me.
old. You
Well,
know,
well, well,
so
yeah. I mean, you could still say
still
that's pretty
fairly young.
young, right?
It's still fairly
Like
young.
I was the same way, like 7, 8, watching Fred
Mm,
and shit like that.
yeah,
Annoying Orange, that was a classic,
I was
right?
a I was around for the old VHS tapes, man. That's where I started.
What,
You know,
on
that's where.
YouTube? Or what do you mean by that?
No, no, no. I'm saying for entertainment. When I was 1, 2, 3 years old, man, you know, that was the VHS tapes. You know, that was
Yeah. I mean,
that's
like,
why I'm that
dude,
old.
Disney
You know,
movies.
it's
No. I had the only VHS like available TV in the house, so we'd watch a ton of
yeah,
Disney movies, like fucking Aladdin or like Moses or whatever the fuck. I don't know, but like a ton of these Disney movies, and no,
yeah.
I totally get it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
man.
feel
I was old
bad.
enough to remember when Blu-ray was a thing. You know, I was there.
I mean, Blu-ray, yeah, Blu-ray is pretty classic. That was a flex back then.
Yeah. Oh, Blu-ray was when you
I,
when you bought the DVD with the blue on top, man. That's it. You're strutting up to the counter to buy that shit. You know.
Yeah, dude,
You know.
you're telling your crush, be like, "Hey, you want to see a movie later on
Yeah.
Blu-ray?" And then she's like,
I got Blu-ray.
"What?
Yeah.
What? Blu-ray?
Pants
Okay,
off.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm ready." Oh, flex, right? But like, I mean, just bringing it back to the topic. I mean, like persecution
Mm,
on social media, whatever Kanye West said. I mean, it is true. I mean, if you look at users on social media, like ever since they're kids, I will give social media kids one thing, because although I was not raised from birth on social media, like a lot of these kids, there are the people that were, and the kids that are, like they're like 19, 18, 19, 20 now, and they're just like they're these kids that like grew these platforms since they're like 14, 12, whatever. They are good. Like they are good really fast, like
yeah.
really fucking fast. I would say that they grew up with marketing in their blood, or grew up with sales in their blood, because they know, same with me, like what a good thumbnail looks like. They know what a good title looks like, because they've
Yeah.
consumed the platform so many times in their life. It's just like they know intrinsically. And
Yeah.
so I'd say like that's a good thing. But I mean, like if you're like, the majority of people are not creators either. They're not content creators.
Yeah.
The majority of people just consume. I think that's a bad thing. I think that I mean, the rates of suicide and depression from kids growing up on these platforms, and the stance of victimhood that I see with kids younger than me. I'm just 23. Adam's
Mm,
25, right?
yeah.
But the kids younger than us, like technically we're in Gen Z. Technically, I would like to disown that. I really would.
Yeah, no, it's like you got a Gen Z part one and part two, man. You know, it's very
It's a
different.
different level, man. It is
Yeah,
like
like I've
like
got two
I
siblings that are
know.
6 years. Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, I got two siblings. We're all 6 years apart. So I'm 12 years older than my youngest sibling, and just the difference in all three of us. You know, we've all had similar, obviously, but very different. Yeah, upbringings. It's because of the age of social media. You know,
Isn't that weird that like that is a determining factor on like personality?
of course, yeah, it's such a massive. Yeah, like it's actually crazy. And I mean, look, it is cool, you know, the 6 year gap between us all, because you can see the difference. You can notice the difference, you
Like
know.
imagine Zuckerberg making Facebook for the first time in his dorm room, and I bet a part of him regrets what he's done. I bet, and there's been people from Facebook that have come out that are like, we made a monster and we just can't stop it now, right? Which
Yeah,
like that sounds like an apocalyptic movie thing, but like that's real life. Like that is this
wait for the
world's
movie. Wait for the
zombies.
movie. Someone's gonna hear this
I
and
mean,
they're gonna
Social
fuck
Network
the
is a
movie.
movie, but like I want them to talk about great movies, like not movies, documentaries,
Mm.
Social Dilemma, a couple other ones that are talking about like Facebook tracking, and there's that one about like Trump winning the election, Cambridge Analytica. I forget what the documentary is, but those ones are
I
really
haven't seen
interesting.
them. Yeah, yeah.
Super good, super good. I recommend you check it out. But like, who knew? Like, he made like a platform. I don't think he made it technically. Like, he was thinking of like the ad platform and all this. Maybe he was. At first, he was just doing Hot or Not for like universities, right?
Mm.
For girls down his hall. And now, like, now every grandma's on it, and now everybody, like, if you're not on social media, you look at them like, are you Mormon? Are you like fucking
Yeah, like
homeschooled? Are you retarded? Like,
why? Yeah, you
right?
start asking questions like why, you
Right.
know?
So it's like the social pressure to be on it. It's like everyone's on it. Everyone's on it. You're weird if you're not.
Mm.
And it fucking sucks, especially because for kids, they grow up with it, is they just see, um, oh man, it's so gross. Like, it's just so gross. Like, they just see like these women, for example, for young girls, like they see like women with that are always scantily dressed. They don't have much on. And
Mm.
you see them when they grow up to like the 9, 10, 11, 12 area. And it's like they have caked on makeup on their face. And they
Yeah,
now, like, they dress really aggressive.
yeah,
More than my age, which, like,
yeah,
girls did that maybe like 14 or so, but I'm seeing it like
yeah,
younger and younger. And I'm not seeing it, but I'm hearing about it.
yeah.
Just a caveat. Don't want to get canceled again.
Yeah.
But FBI, no. But yeah, like it is scary. Like, I saw recently, I saw Desmond the tranny. Desmond is amazing, and he's this 11-year-old kid that he was raised like his mom was like pro. I don't know if it was his mom. I think it was like like a not tranny, sorry, a drag queen that
Yeah.
raised the kid. I'm not sure, but basically, at 11 years old, he's doing like strip teases for adults on
What?
yeah, in New York, and it is really scary. Like, and he's like fucking, he's got this wig on, he's got like mini skirt, and he's got the fucking, and then there's an argument that says like,
That's
oh,
fucking
and by the way, the parents are tipping, they're tipping him like he's a stripper.
that at 11 years old, did
Yeah,
you say?
yeah, it's disgusting.
Isn't that fucking pedophilia if they're doing that to an adult? Like
Yeah, man.
some
I
form
don't
of
know. Like the line is getting so blurred. I know what I believe, but like, for example, like, I don't know what the public outrage, like what they believe. But yeah, no, it's fucking outrageous, disgusting. And you're like, how the fuck did this kid get that way? Because the mom will say,
oh my
oh,
god.
he discovered he was
Yeah.
trans at 2 years old. But if you hear back into his story, he talks about how he was put in front of and watched RuPaul's Drag Race from 2 years old. And that's his
Yeah,
favorite
what
show.
happened to watching the fucking Wiggles, man? Like what the
I mean, at this point, the Wiggles is less gay than that.
yeah, like fuck dude. Oh my god. 2 years old. I'm fucking still learning so many words. What
that,
the
what I said earlier about like the Jewish people would like take the kids till like they're 5 years old, and then they give them back to the
Yeah.
parents. I
Yes.
feel like this is the exact same thing where it's like they go and they're doing this to preschoolers. Like, they teach trans and equality and like racial theory in kindergarten now.
That's
It's
how can a kid
gross.
comprehend that or at that age though? Like the
No,
thing is,
they can't. They
kids
can't.
aren't
The
born
the
with hate,
point is
you
to
know?
imprint a belief on the child, so that I bet you, if they got us before our beliefs were established about the world, if they would, we would be fucking blue-haired feminists too. I
Yeah,
believe it.
like
Because, like, if you do that and you imprint the child when the child is extremely young and they can't comprehend things, they can't disagree with ideas because it comes from an authority.
yeah.
Like I know people that are fucking 30, 40 years old, 50 years old that still obey authority like it's their mom. Right?
Mm.
I still know people like that. And imagine what you're like with authority at fucking 3, 4, 5 years old.
Oh yeah, that's so young. I mean, that I feel like that's a bit far to be pushing that any agenda. Sorry, I should say, not just just teach kids how to how to learn, just learn new things, like literally the stuff that they need to be, successful in life. Don't, it's just, and then once they're older, they can make decisions on, if they realize they're
Completely.
not who they are. You do what you want to do, man. But you're old enough to make that conscious decision. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I know the world now. Okay, am I who I want to be in it? Then go from there. That's fine. But yeah, that's the thing. Kids are being taught so many things these days. Kids, yeah,
It's
they're not
so
adults.
evil. Like
They're
it
not
is so
adults.
evil to tell, like to teach and like imprint this shit on young children because it's just
Yes.
it's almost like they thought it's like, oh, like we'll brainwash the adults, but then it's like, oh, what if we can't brainwash the adults because they already have beliefs.
We'll go
Let's
to the ones that
brainwash the
don't.
children.
That's it.
Let's control TikTok. Because
Yeah.
the government, I mean, there's been many mandates by the government to like they go to Google and they say, we don't want you to show this on this Google listing. And then they remove
Mm.
it. That's what they do. So there's no reason why the government isn't doing the same with social media platforms. Like when I completely believe they are. They're like, hey, don't say anything about this COVID thing, or
Yeah.
don't say this. That's not the agenda we want to push, or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it probably put us in hot water to say stuff like that. But I am definitely, you know, I think these are the conversations you need to have on the other
Yeah.
side. It's not just like blind victimhood, blind like I'm oppressed or this person's oppressed or da 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 da. It's like, hey man, maybe we could potentially think like maybe we are responsible for the outcomes we have in our own lives. I don't know. I
Maybe.
don't know. Maybe that's a controversial view. But I guess fucking bringing it back because
I
this is
was
like
just
a
about to lead you to it.
crazy wormole.
Yeah.
Bringing it
Bringing it back to
back.
content creators, man. You just have to be so aware and so
Yeah,
you have to be so aware.
like I said earlier with our friend Jason Capital, like he lost a revenue stream of hundreds of thousands of dollars per month because he wasn't being racist, sexist, whatever the fuck. He was a straight white man. That's one. But two, I guess he didn't comply to the policies hard enough. But at the same time, like
and not with
these
any of this
platforms,
fight. Yeah, not with any of this stuff as well.
no. It's like
Like
he
you
used the
just
word free too much, right?
yeah, it
And,
was really low barrier stuff. Like
yeah, exactly.
stuff yeah.
And we do the same for other creators and other celebrities like that,
Yeah.
to make similar amount. But I mean, as far as it goes, like it's tough. It's tough to know what the line is. Like I was talking to Adam earlier. I was like, should we do the story because I don't know what the line is.
Yeah.
That's what
We're
these
trying to wrap it up.
platforms need to do is they need to say clearly, not a broad stroke. They can't be
Yeah.
like, oh, if we deem you harmful. It's like you can deem fucking paper harmful. You can deem oxygen
Yeah, hey,
harmful.
people
If
can
you
cut you.
think it is, if you think it is, right? And anyone can get offended at anything. So you
Yeah.
could say that I'm harmed by this pen because it's black. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I
What
feel
about
offended.
what about you want fucking KFC for dinner? Oh, McDonald's is offended because you didn't go to them.
Exactly. Oh, harmful food, harmful content, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
dude, like, where is the fucking line? Because they do that so that they can have as much of a broad stroke to have as much control as possible while still saying they have terms.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
really, at the end of the day, it's all about control.
Yeah.
I would say that as far as terms of service go, I mean, I really wish, and it's at this point, I'm asking for the little things. I'm not even asking for like big things. Like, hey, maybe can we be truthful? Like, we can't even do that anymore. So, little thing is if your policies are like very communistic and it's very like, oh, we don't want this type of content, like say it in your terms of service explicitly, like explicitly.
Yes.
Plus, I would like an example at least, because you can't get on support with these people on the phone half the time.
No.
Like how hard it is to get on meta support. It's like
Yeah. Oh,
Jesus
well, no,
Christ,
it's getting on meta support, anyone can get on the support, but getting the help that you actually need is
actual help.
completely
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Right. So it's like I mean, it just compounds that it's just like, okay, you kind of control all of our online income, which is a lot, and our reach and our message to the world and our business. So you control that. And when we complain about it or we mess something up, you don't tell us what we do wrong.
Mm,
And that's a tough thing because like entrepreneurs like me and Adam, it's like we want to play on the playground. We want to play. We want to encourage business. We want to spend ads on your platform. We want to spend hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars advertising your platforms because that's what you want.
yeah.
But we can't because we don't know why we're banned half the time. Get banned
We,
every second
remember
day.
remember our first ad? It was so low barrier, and we got like it was just explaining a story. It was look really good copy, I have to say. What's it good? And the thing is,
Money
we got
Moses.
banned a day later. We got banned a day later because apparently we were selling adult products, or like I think there was slash nudity or something. We broke that.
Keep in
It,
mind, we were actually selling a book about marketing.
yes, a free book.
Free
Yeah,
book,
like
by the way.
literally something was they didn't have to pay for it. It was just a free download. You know, and adult products and nudity. Like it was just like I sent it to Jordan. I said, "Am I reading this right? Like, are you kidding me? Like, come
And then
on."
we did an appeal, and then I think we went for like we got reinstated. Then we did another
Oh,
ad,
within a couple of
and then
hours.
now it's set, and then it said boom banned again. I'm like, oh, like is it the dildo thing again? It's like nope.
Yeah,
Now it's that we are doing crypto scams.
yeah.
It's
There was
like,
not one mention of trading
bro,
crypto, stocks,
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
like anything.
also again, terms of service bad, vague, support
Hmm.
bad, vague, doesn't solve your question or your problem, and yeah, you got to
Yeah.
go through multiple people to do anything.
We've got one of our
And
accounts.
then
We banned.
third, the AI is fucking bugged as shit, so the AI
Yeah.
doesn't even detect the correct thing, the
No.
correct
Yeah. No
problem.
way. And we've had one of our accounts still banned since today is the 24th of October. It's been banned since the 2nd of September. And this,
What is that, CRI?
yes, CRI,
Oh man.
yeah. And
It was good.
we're,
It was good for the day. I'll say that. It was good for the day.
lucky, like we're not using it. We're not using that account anymore because obviously we can't. But
Just to let
I've been
y'all
on.
know, just to let you know, if you use Facebook ads, that got us as low as 50 cents to $1 per lead. That ad
Yeah,
account and those ads on that creative on that page. Which by the way, average lead cost is about, $12, $12 to $20.
I'm starting to think that was just shitty because we weren't paying enough.
Maybe I think it was it.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
I think
But
that was it, man.
yeah, but
Crazy.
I've been on multiple calls with them, and just getting nowhere. Oh, we've escalated the thing to this, the team that sorts this out. Nothing escalated. What?
Yeah, I
The
mean,
only thing I've escalated is my fucking rage. That's,
yeah.
that's the only thing that was happening. I was so done.
That's the thing, man. That's the thing. I feel like if there's something like I mean, I know Meta's trying to build the metaverse, try to own your soul and shit. That's cool. Do that. That's fine. But
Hmm.
like, have at least like a couple quarters or a couple months dedicated to if you can, if these companies did support in a very proactive manner, and they have the money to do it easily,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's not like they're
Like,
trying to penny pinch to find
sorry,
a
Ed,
sure.
can't afford a rep, man. Can't afford a rep to
Yeah.
talk to you. It's like no, like by the way, help articles are bullshit. Help articles fucking suck.
No, they
They're
are
always
seriously
outdated.
unhelpful
They're
things.
always unhelpful. They always don't show what you are actually seeing, and it's just
No.
I'm I understand why the statistic for businesses is like, 95% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. It's because I think it's bigger than that, but it's because this shit's so complicated half the time.
Hmm.
Technology was supposed to make things less complicated, not more.
If Jordan and I were, if we were easy quitters, man, we'd be done. We would have been done already.
Months ago, yeah.
With what we've had to face. Just to, like, there's been every reason for us to just give it up. already. But it's just that's just not the people we are. You only truly fail when you stop trying. And yeah, hey, we just found another way. Meta wasn't helping us, so we had to find another way, and we did, which we're really, everything happens for a reason, I guess, and we're really glad it's led us to where we are. And yeah, it's we worked it out. That's what we did. That's all we did. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen after, one good night's sleep. That's for sure.
No, it's just trial and error. Like at the end of the day, like if you think you're going to buy a course, or you're going to get saved by that, it's like the course probably outdated. Or if,
yes,
like something that I've learned in my career, I've worked with at the highest of the highs, like celebrities, influencers making like millions of dollars a month. And, also working with small local businesses. It's like something I've learned is that if there's something that could go wrong, it will go wrong. Okay?
yeah,
So never expect it to go right the first time. If it did go right the first time, you're naive, and that's a great for you, but guess what? The next thing you do, you're probably not going to be that lucky. That's just the odds. And like I always say, like there's always odds in a situation, right? So you never be like, oh, I'm doing this one video or this one call to action or this one sales thing or this line, and they're going to close, or they're going to make the sale and all this stuff. No, that's never the case. There's always a percentage of chance that it's not going to work. There's a percentage of chance that it is going to work, right? And you got to weigh those chances. Like you said, like if I write this every day, it's like you never quit, and you can never lose if you never quit, right? That's just the case. Unless you got hit by a bus, you can just keep going over and over and over. And as far as the social media thing, yeah, like it's fucking frustrating. And yeah, like it's easy to become a victim. It's easy to complain about this shit. And don't get me wrong, I have a ton of fun complaining about it. I mean, rage, but also, some fun. But at the end of the day, it's like you will have obstacles in your life no matter what you do. No matter what you do, you're trying to make a 6-7 figure business, you're trying to make 6 figures extra a month. If you're a creator, hit us up. That's what we do.
And that's the thing. We really, especially
there will be obstacles, but you need to have the tenacity and stop being a victim. You need to say, how is this my fault? And then figure it the fuck out and then do it. Because all being a victim will get you is, I mean, at this rate, it might get you sympathy and likes on social media, but at the end of the day, no one respects you.
For how long? For how long as well is that going to last?
Yeah, no, like anyone that sees that you claim you're a victim, no one respects you at all.
No, not at all.
They might feel bad, but they're like, it's almost like the dog that got shot in his leg, and now he has to go on 3 legs now. It's like, oh, that's sad. But no one actually is like, oh, like you're better than us, or oh, we'll help you out. No one gives a fuck that much, and no one respects you either for crying.
Yeah, exactly. Funny enough, my friend in primary school, he had a 3-legged dog because it got amputated, man. And
it's such a crazy way that they walk. It's the hobble. Like,
but the thing is, this dog was incredible. Like it would just get on with its life like a normal dog. Didn't fucking take, the sympathy from everyone, just went on and carried on like normal. This thing was climbing slides, like on the playground. This thing would climb up, like, because they had like this little playground.
What was he using, like his mouth too? Or was it just the one arm? Like, because I'm thinking like up a slide. Like, I feel like he needs support with his like face or something.
It was one of his front legs that was good. So he had the 2 back legs. So he still had a lot of power in his back legs to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, support.
And then, So obviously he was using his mouth, and he's obviously
that's impressive. Yeah, that's impressive.
No, this dog was seriously, and that was just the perfect example of my life's not over. I just learn how to get on with what the shit that I've been dealt with and just fucking make something of myself.
I know. One of friends of the channel, one of the people we worked with is Nick Santonastasso. It's hard to say his name, but we call him Nick Santa. But he has, I think he doesn't have any arms. He was born with no arms, no legs. I think he's got one nub, like one half an arm.
Mm.
And he's a bodybuilder, bro. A fucking bodybuilder. And he's a motivational speaker. Like this
he's not a victim.
Dude. Yeah, no. Like that's like his motto, I think, is like be victorious, not a victim. And people like I respect that so much. Guys like him, especially how do you say this? Yeah, like for example, dogs.
Mm.
I would actually, warrant to say every dog that loses an arm would act very similar to that dog.
Mm.
Because dogs don't victimize themselves or get pity from other dogs. They're not like, oh, fuck it, my one arm, fuck. Right? Yeah. Like that, they're not getting sympathy from other dogs or validation from other dogs. They are getting government support from other dog governments. Like, shit doesn't happen, man. Exactly. Like, they're like, well, fuck, man. I don't have an arm.
Like, it is what it fucking is.
I'm still hungry. I'm still gonna eat this human's fucking burger, whatever.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Like he's still gonna live, and that's the thing. That's the difference between humans and dogs. It's like humans, we have the brain capacity to think thoughts, become depressed, become suicidal, become all this stuff, and make the mind like toxic. You can literally make the mind toxic if you think of things enough. And if you just keep hearing and repeating like it's good to be a victim, the government will help you, mommy and daddy will help you, whatever, and you don't have to evolve as a person or anything like that, it's just you are a sad person, man. I mean, like I don't want to go too much farther on this because I think I've said everything I wanted to say there. But it's just like be like a fucking three-legged dog if you got shit going on, man. It's just like suck it the fuck up and just be happy.
Situation, but you just fucking
dude. The biggest learning lessons for our business is just when we fucked up. We're like, oh, can't do SMS messages, doesn't go through. We're like, can't use this ad platform dependably because he keep getting banned and or right like
we found something new. We got on with it.
That's why it's very ironic that Meta is the one that leads this whole like social justice. I feel like Twitter and then Meta kind of adopted it. But like Meta, you know what Meta or Facebook's motto is at their company?
Refresh my memory.
When they started, Facebook's motto was called "Fail Fast." I think most Silicon Valley startups that was the mindset. That was the grind.
Yeah,
the grind set mindset.
Zuckerberg saying, Facebook wasn't his first thing. He had so many things before Facebook that he tried, and Facebook was the one that hit.
Exactly. Right.
And
it only takes one good idea for things. And maybe I'm thinking of this podcast as like cool way to talk to my heroes, maybe a little lead gen, but I'm not thinking of like this is going to be it, but it could be. I don't know. It's possible.
Who knows?
Right? You just got to keep putting out shit.
We're out here doing it anyway.
Yeah, you got to keep trying. Right? Like, I don't know if that lady thought on TikTok thought pink sauce was going to be her thing, but it was. I don't know if you heard of that one, but yeah.
I do.
I mean, it was a bad reputation, but it did come like take off. But fail fast. It's like the more mistakes you can find, the more you can fix, and then now you have no mistakes, and then now it's successful. Right? Yeah. It's not necessarily success isn't about doing the right things. It's about not doing the wrong things.
Yeah.
Right? And it's impossible unless you're learning from others all the time. I mean, but even in your exact situation, for your exact personality, for your exact communication style, for your exact identity and looks, you will never know what mistakes are to be made until you make them, right? And that's one of the things, like, that's why in our company, Highest Paid, we have a adage and a value called bulletproof skin. Because if you know that you're safe and okay in any situation to try any maneuver or tactic or receive any amount of hate or receive the worst cost in it, the worst, I don't know, worst case, there you go, that's the word. The worst case scenario, I was like, I just had a stroke there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But if you know you can handle the worst case scenario, like if you know that and it's not that bad, you're bulletproof. You can't lose.
Exactly.
Then you'll stop playing not to lose and you'll start playing to win. That's the difference.
Just the process. That's it, you know. It's just these aren't things, you know, like you said, you got to try these things to be able to, you know, work this stuff out. You need to try new things, you know, you need to fail. It's
I bet this fucking podcast sucks, dude.
Hey,
I think this podcast is good, but I think it took time to ramp up. But
hey. I read something. I read a quote today. I don't know where the hell I read it. I can't remember. It was on.
You gotta do the fucking first step on the staircase to get to the top.
Exactly. Like I can't remember who posted it. But it was this really cool quote I saw, and it's like it was someone waiting to be successful. Like, you know, they're trying their heart out, and it's just like I can't wait to say that I can't wait to say in 6 years' time that I had an overnight success, or to realize I had an overnight success.
I like that quote a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I will find the actual quote and I will share it with you.
Yeah, something like it took me fucking 12 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, like it's just I can't wait for 6 years' time when I can say my overnight success came to be, or something like that. Yeah.
I mean,
overnight success was obviously in the quotation.
That's the thing. It is true. It's like as far as like virality and like on social media, it is true. Like if you are successful and everyone sees it, I guess that's the first time that they think that, you know, it happened. But in reality, I mean, you know, like, what's a good example? I think, you know, there's Disney Pixar, or not Disney Pixar. I think, like Disneyland. Disneyland was one of those things, as well as a KFC, for example.
KFC is the best example.
These people, KFC, for example, is like, I think the guy was like 70 or 80 years old.
Colonel Sanders only, I don't even think it was a decade that he, you know, enjoyed his success. He was very poor most of his life, you know.
Tell about it, because I actually don't know the full story.
Oh, I can't remember the exact facts. I will find it.
I mean, I assumed he was poor, but I know like how poor he was. You know, and I think the thing with Disneyland, especially, is like you know, like for Disney, I think Walt Disney, like people laughed at him for like thinking of like an amusement park, and now it's like everyone in the world that has a family wants to go to Disneyland, like all of the time. Disney's one of the biggest companies in the world. It's and that was an idea that was rejected so many times. There are better stories, better examples. I think Colonel Sanders one, but like there's examples of like billionaires that just tried, and they tried for decades. I think there's some actors some actors out there like that, that they tried for decades and they failed for decades. And then they got one role, or you know, one investor, or they got one something hit. And then and then now they're like the biggest in the world, they're most famous in the world. But in reality, it's because they kept trying. They didn't give up.
Exactly. Yeah, I've got the actual thing here back.
Stayed in the game.
He achieved success only at the age of 40 and became a millionaire only after 60 years old. So, but he lost everything before that. So
wait, what'd you say? 40 was 40?
40 was when he achieved his first success, but I think he lost everything, and then you know, after that, and only became a millionaire after 60 years old. So, and I mean, he lived till 90, but I'm saying, like, you know, most of his life he was just on the grind trying to make something of himself.
I mean, to be honest, like I think it's kind of corny because Gary Vee preaches this shit all the time. Gary Vee's kind of mainstream now, but I followed him when he wasn't mainstream, like back in 2015, 16, and he commented on my Instagram when I posted about his book. He was like, humbled, and I'm like, all right, Gary. And but he says all the time, he's like, man, it's so fucking cringe when I don't think he says the word cringe, but he says like when these kids like they want to be famous so fast and they're only like 18 years old and like motherfucker, I'm not successful till I was 40. Fuck you. and no, I mean it's true. I mean like even at 40, like it's about for age as far as age goes. It's like it's about how young you feel, not necessarily about how young.
Yes.
Like because I mean I don't know because I was always the youngest in my family, so I don't know what it's like to be old. I'm always
You're
I'm
trying
always
to provoke a comment from me.
oh no, I wasn't even. I swear to God. I swear to God. But I mean, like, I mean, you could probably tell me about your canes and your multiple wheelchairs, but I mean, I can't.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got back problems. I'm 25. You know, it's a hard
Got the
one,
ankles,
but, you know,
the creaky ankles.
ankles, man. Fucking everything's falling apart. You know,
Right, but I mean, my point
quarter
is,
life crisis.
my point is like, even if you're a failure at fucking 30, 40, 50. I mean, if you're not out of the game, you know, you're not out of the game. That's it.
If you haven't quit, you haven't failed yet.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone that convinces you to quit and just be normal and just realistic, I mean, one, they probably are looking out for you. So don't fucking. I used to like hate my parents for that, but and I know a lot of kids in the entrepreneurship space that like hate their parents because their parents want them to go to university or they want them to live at home or get a stable job. That's not not supporting your dreams. That's just literally that's what it got
they
them.
Just want you to be safe.
Yeah, like that's what got them success. So that's what they want to show you because they want the best for you, right? Yeah. But like other people, like say your friends that try to do that too. Yeah, it's like maybe they are looking out for you, but at the same time, you gotta think about like what will make you fulfilled, what will make you happy,
yes.
And at the same time, like what is the opportunity, too?
Yeah,
think about that. Like all of this is timing. Like for example, the NFT crypto market's down right now, but I'm sure, and we got huge plans in that space too, right? But for example, if you do crypto and NFTs 10 years from now, when it's extremely popular and everyone is a Web3 developer, you're probably not going to have as high of a payday and opportunity as people that are Web3 developers, Ethereum developers today.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's just being, everyone spoke about it last year, 2021. It was like the internet was being born again. With NFTs, it's like you're at the start of the internet. Everyone said they weren't at the start with Amazon, with the start, with Microsoft, this and all that. All those big internet companies, they're saying this is it. This is it again. This is your chance to get in. So
yeah. I mean,
we were all saying last year. Then hey, everyone hit the harsh reality this year. But
yeah.
me and you both included in that.
Oh yeah, I lost a shit ton of money in crypto. Just not even funny.
Yeah, man.
It's not even funny. But
nah.
I mean, I'm gonna cry about that. But
I'll do as soon as we're off this. I'll be gonna have a sook.
Yeah. But no opportunity. Don't quit. Just do it. If you're listening this far on the podcast, I'd like to say thank you. And if you're interested at all and you're a content creator and you enjoyed this conversation with two strangers you never met, or maybe in a year from now we're the biggest in the space and then you're listening back, whatever, don't care.
Humble beginnings.
Exactly. Yeah. Message. We might have our own Creator Cash Instagram, but right now, message Jordan Schwann, JordanSchwann on Instagram. The word 6 or no, don't say that. Say the word podcast. Message me the word podcast, and we'll show you how to learn how to actually make a consistent extra 6 figures per month from your following without brand deals, without working longer hours, or without being salesy at all. We've done it for
very natural.
Tens of other influencers and celebrities and content creators. We can do the same for you. But either way, if you just want to learn about it, message the word 6. Or not the word 6, sorry. I fucked up again. Message the word podcast, and we'll get you all the details.
Of course, yes. So yeah.
You can tell us this is the first podcast.
Absolutely. The key we were going to go with 6 first. That's why he's getting confused. So
yeah.
So yeah, but no, exactly what Jordan said. Reach out. Let's see how we can help you, as well as you can help us. That's it. Everything's helping each other out, especially in the world right now where there's not a lot of love going around. It's very, very, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? It's very easy to be canceled, this and that. It's in
unhealthy.
The business space, especially. It's very, yes, unhealthy, I should say. Yeah, correct. Yeah, I like that one, Jordan. It's very, in the business space, we can do this more. We can form the relationships we need to, be honest with each other and just help each other grow. That's what businesses are for. So, hey,
just common sense thinking, just being honest, transparent, not being too fucking offended at things.
And there's only one thing: people aren't offended by making more money. So that's why you can't. It's very hard to offend in the space. So
exactly. So if your audience is complaining how you're too much of a salesy crook and that you're doing too many brand deals, you're selling too much on your platform, message us the word podcast, and we'll give you a special podcast, podcast bonuses on how you can go and do that and make more money, make at least 6 to 7 figures per month without being salesy, without brand deals, or without working longer.
Exactly.
So,
and it's strangely very simple. So yeah, it's a really cool thing. We'd love to show you. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's been it. Thanks for tuning in, Creator Crash. Peace.